So I do apologize for the delay. This is my first time being in charge, and
Wow.
hi Janet, and I'm very bad at it. And I'm stuck. Oh,
Yeah, I've
You're in
had
your
some
car. Why
I've
are you
had
in
some
your
epic
car?
fails.
yeah. So I'm stuck in some random parking lot in Florida, using my phone as a hotspot, because my day ran so late that I couldn't get to any destination whatsoever. So I just pulled over, and I could show you, like, there's
Yeah.
like
Oh,
stores
I
out
know,
there.
but you're not here and you're gonna miss the foot of snow.
I am. Yep. Yep. I don't come home till Tuesday, so it'll be warm again by then.
Yep.
Good.
Well, I head to Costa Rica on Sunday. So
Oof. Oh, that
yeah.
sounds lovely.
Yes, I'm very excited.
Okay, so Carolyn, before you have to run, what can you tell us about funding for the upcoming land purchase?
Hold on.
Yep, no worries. I'm not trying to pressure you,
no.
but you have time.
No. Janet heard most of this spiel last night. I went to FinCom last night. So basically, we have a CPA meeting in 15-20 minutes. And my hope is that the recommendation will be a minimum of $325,000. And then I'm going to assume that we're not going to see any ARPA funds, but we have put in, a suggestion or recommendation or whatever they're calling it. And then the balance. So with no ARPA funds, we'll be looking for 125,000 out of free cash.
Carolyn, can I make a suggestion? Because I had a very hard time hearing last night, and John, not funny. I'm being recorded. This is terrible working from home. Can you write down like how much it is and what you're getting from each group? So, because I was totally confused last night. Trying to figure out, like, I think if we were getting money, like the 50,000 would come off the top, right?
Yep.
From
SVT.
Yes, but it was very hard to follow. So I think if it was hard for me, and I've heard this a few times, it's going to be hard for other people to follow. So I just thought if you like bulleted out like what you've already received from CPA, what you're hoping to receive from CPA, what you've received. You also had that private donation of $50,000, so that we can see the progression of from what it's worth and what we owe. I think it would be easier for people to follow. I was actually going to email you today and suggest it, but since you're here tonight, I thought I'd just tell you.
Well, there you go. I can definitely do that. Are you suggesting that be a handout at town meeting? Do you want me to email it? What do you think would work?
I think it will stop a lot of questions at town meeting if people could visually see it. Now, however you get that information out, that's up to you. But I do think it would be helpful for a lot of people. I mean, I think I got it down, but I haven't written it out, all, because I wasn't sure of all of it. So, and I know you have it all. So
yeah,
I'm putting myself back on mute.
Carolyn,
yeah.
I'm not quite sure I understand. So if the property is 1.25 and you got 490, and then you get another, I can't do that math very well, but I think originally you were asking for another 490. That's still not the full purchase price, correct?
Correct. So there is not enough money in CPA for us to ask for another 490. So historical also has a grant opportunity. So the group has decided to focus on these two projects, the historical one and the land purchase. And the majority of the money that is available from CPA will go to those two projects. So 490 in the fall, 325 in the spring, theoretically. 260 will come from our open space fund. Sudbury Valley Trustees has pledged to do some private fundraising for this property. And they did get a private donation to be used for this property. So they're pledging $50,000, so that will come off the top. And so all of that together leaves us $125,000 short.
From that total of 1.2 something.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep. It leaves us about 10 or 15,000 in our open space fund. I didn't want to drain it all the way down because I'm sure we'll have to pay lawyers for all of this. And so that's where we stand.
Okay, great.
I think what that would all be helpful to have on a piece of paper, because I can just hear questions coming up saying, well, why are we taking such and such out of free cash if, I do know that there's some people that don't want to take any money out of free cash, period. And I think what I've heard at some of my meetings is the CPA money is kind of designed so we're not taking from free cash. So I just think if you had all your ducks in a row, it would be more beneficial for you in saying, like, we don't want to drain all of this money because of what you just told us. I'm just trying to help you.
Yeah, no, and I didn't want to take any out of free cash either, but out of a $1.25 million project to be $125,000 shy and having had all the rest of the money, the majority of which is CPA funds and our own open space fund, I'm hoping that the town will see, instead of dragging it out for another year and paying interest to Sudbury Valley trustees, that the $125,000 is a small ask.
No, I get what you're saying. I'm just trying to have you not blindsided by some of the questions that I'm getting asked, so that you have all your ducks in a row.
I appreciate that.
Can I say something?
Yeah, oh, sorry. Go ahead, Eloise.
No, you go finish your statement.
My last thing was, last night you said something about you have so many more years at Solomon Pond, but I don't know what the value of Solomon Pond is.
We get $50,000 a year and we have 3 more payments. So 150.
I could already hear somebody saying you should pay that back from that money. I'm just saying. So make sure you get your ducks in a row.
All righty.
Eloise.
I would strongly suggest, based on what I just heard Janet say, that Carolyn prepare a listing and put it as a summary after the article. So when they're reading the article, they will
Right.
see the summary right there.
Right, with the breakdown. That's it. Yeah,
And
that's what I was
don't forget, there's still the possibility of selling 2 house lots.
Right. So there are some complications involved with that. And
Such
such as Sudbury Valley trustees is actually the ones that have to sell the house lots because
they purchased the property and you can't.
And whether we buy them, once we own the property, we can't sell any.
Correct.
So they have to be in agreement that, a lot or 2 should be sold. And $125,000 to preserve that property intact, that's half a house lot. You know, I mean, it's just, it's not chump change, but in the grand scheme of the whole project, it is a small amount of money. And then also, Janet heard this last night too. One of the grants that we're going for, Ways Environmental Justice, I don't even know the correct vernacular yet, but basic environmental justice populations that will benefit from the project weighs that heavily. And Berlin doesn't really have a lot of environmental justice populations. There are some surrounding towns that will be able to benefit from, you know, free open space. But if it looks like it's going to help the grant, the area where the flat area at the corner of Lyman and Linden, which is most likely where the house lots would go or come from anyway, is where we anticipate designing some flat trails for seniors, and, you know, maybe a little meditation garden or something to boost the environmental justice quotient. I don't know. I'm not really sure of the vernacular, but to make it an environmental justice population friendly project. So that kind of takes those lots off the table to, you know, one way or the other. You know, do we sell 2 house lots and not get the reimbursement? So
How much is the reimbursement going to be?
reimbursement for that one is up to 50%. So potentially $600,000.
Okay,
And
Yeah.
that money has to go back when they get the grant. If they get it, then the money that they've borrowed from the town from CPA has to go back to CPA, if I understood that right. Is that correct,
Yep.
Carolyn?
Yep.
So I thought the house lots were across from Peggy Stone, which is Lyman.
no, it's where the old McGrail house was.
Right. Which is Lyman, but it's also
Yeah, but
Linden.
It's
when you
right
look- I don't
It's
know.
right before the V on Lyman.
Yeah, so that's up the other side, not on Denny's
But it's
corner where
100
it's flat.
acres. I'm sure it's across from Peggy's too.
Yeah.
I liked Mary McGrail. She was nice.
Oh, I loved Mary McGrail. Mary McGrail's rolling over all the.
Yep,
Yeah.
she would be.
Things that her family did. So anything else? I'm watching the clock tick here.
Couple of quick questions. That grant that you were just talking about, if you had, I'm going to make up numbers. So you took 800,000 from the community preservation and 100,000 from free cash. You get back 600,000 from the grant. Does that all have to go back into community preservation? There's nothing for free.
Unfortunately it does. What I had originally wanted to do was write it so that free cash gets paid first and the balance goes to CPA. But the way the laws are written around CPA funds and grants that involve CPA funds, CPA gets paid back first and gets paid back only. So, yes.
What about the Solomon Pond money? How is that written? Could you give that back to the town?
I don't think so, because that says it's for conservation purposes.
Right, it's designated open space as part of the mitigation agreement.
Mhm. Any other grants you guys are pursuing, or just the single one?
No, so there's 2.
Okay.
That the one that I was talking about is a land grant, and the other one is the MVP grant. And that one we will find out about first. That They decide that in the spring. And if we get that one, then we have to pull our application for the other one. And if we get that one, you know, it kind of changes the, if we know that we have that money, it kind of changes the dynamic of some of the stuff that we can do. I don't know if we'll know about that before town meeting or not. So and because there are reimbursement grants, the land grant, I have to have 3 articles, one at town meeting, one for CPA, one for free cash, and then one getting a vote from the town authorizing us to even apply for the land grant. And that all of the money needs to be allocated at town meeting as a condition of the land grant. So it's not even like I can say, all right, well, we'll just do CPA now and we'll figure the rest out afterwards. Now, if we get the 125 approved at town meeting and then something else happens, it doesn't necessarily mean we will take the 125, but we have to have that, we have to have all of the money committed at town meeting.
Okay,
So
great. That makes
fun
sense.
doing the dance.
I wanted to talk to you about that.
To me?
Yeah, doing the dance.
Yeah, exactly.
I think Eloise's comment made the most sense, though, to have that all summarized out with all of the reasons under each of your warrants, why, okay, we're doing this because this, and this, and we're doing that because of this, that, and this, you know, because
Yep.
it is very confusing. And I mean, after listening to it, I think I almost got it. But
Believe me, it's taken me a long time also. So,
yeah.
yeah.
I did look at the environmental justice, and that's very interesting read. And I think where you might be advantageous of that is the fact that the land is used by multiple communities. And just today I saw 2 teenagers on their bicycles. And, you know, we don't know where they're coming from. I mean, they could be coming from a town that doesn't have all this accessibility for what they want to do on their mountain bikes, which would then fall into the youth of needing the land.
Yep.
If that makes sense to you. I
Yeah,
think
absolutely. And
all
we'll
of that
play.
needs to go into your, I mean, it was amazing watching these kids. I didn't recognize them. I don't know them. They could have been from Berlin, but I'm sure you have many people that are not from Berlin that are coming there
And-
specifically because their community doesn't offer this.
Yep, the proximity of the project to Clinton is a big benefit for us. In that so, all right, I have 3 minutes to open my meeting.
You go.
I'm good. I'm good. Thank you, Carolyn.
Yep.
You're welcome. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
All righty. Bye-bye. Ellie, see you in a
Bye.
few minutes.
Hi.
Okay, so we have,
Where is John?
I don't know. He said he was gonna be here.
Yeah, I know. And
So
you're Margaret. You can't fool me.
I'm not Margaret. I'm pretending to be Margaret. I'm doing a really bad job of it though. I'm literally checking my email at the moment to see if John has said anything. Oh, he keeps losing the link. Could you send it to me? Oh, wait. Okay, so while I'm staring at my email, the 3 things we need to discuss: the bridge work, generalized estimate that I sent you guys from Fred. Thank you, Eloise, for reminding me to send it on to you guys. Do we have any thoughts about that, or should we just put it on our little list as this is what we're told it is?
I support the project.
I do too. I don't think we have an
With-
option here.
I
If
don't
we
think we
can
have
do
enough.
it with state grants, wonderful. I'm apprehensive about saying we'll do it with town money because the state doesn't like to give grants to replace town money.
Yep, fair. I agree with you. I think my understanding is though that there's not a strong need to do it with any town money. That it all looks to
But
be.
I don't want to be the one that gets, on a viral post because this fat lady fell off, fell through the street.
No, I don't want to not do it.
That not be my 2022 highlight of my year.
Yep. I'd feel even worse if some lady pushing a stroller. But yeah, no. So I totally agree. We need to fix the bridge.
And
But I
with
also
rust,
agree.
rust doesn't repair itself.
Oh, come on. That's like saying the earth doesn't spin backwards.
Well, I know, but that's what they tell me.
We just have to wait till the poles reverse and then everything will start going backwards. We'll be
Yeah,
fine.
but I won't be around then.
No, I'm not
So,
sure any of us will.
I would like to give it a soft approval, fine tuning it up until when it has to be printed.
Okay. So
If that makes-
yeah, that makes sense. I'm going to make a motion that we take a vote to have a soft approval on the bridge repairs, as the bridge repairs are absolutely necessary, but the funding itself will come
tentative.
together as the project itself comes together.
Yeah, and I assume you will be the one having the conversation with Margaret, so you can explain to her what our intention was.
Yep, I will, and I do. Okay, should we vote on it? All
Well,
those in favor?
is John in yet? Because this.
No. No,
Well,
no,
I can't
John.
vote. I don't know what's, you're a quarry because there's two of you, correct?
We've been
Correct.
told we're a quorum with just
Quorum,
two,
sorry.
so yeah.
All right. Yep.
We're a quarry too.
I know,
We're gonna
I
go
know.
get some rocks. It's
My
fine.
brain is
Oh,
fried.
but we value your opinion, Janet.
Oh, yes,
Oh,
very
no,
much
no,
so.
you know what I would love? I would love that bridge to have an actually like a side so you can walk on it and not have to worry about getting hit when you're walking over the bridge. I don't know if that's something that they can look at in the design.
Well, put that in the motion.
Yeah,
A pedestrian pass with the bridge. You know what I mean? I don't know if
Yeah.
that's what you call it, but
Well, we're trying to think 25, 50 years down the road, and maybe
Right.
there'd be a sidewalk.
right. Or we should just ban vehicle traffic from town. That would
Yeah,
solve
but how would I get home?
walking, maybe.
I don't
some-
think my mind would agree, my knees, no.
Right. I want to respect your time, Eloise, and your need to go to community preservation.
Well, finish
So-
this vote.
Oh yeah, so all those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye. Eloise, aye.
Anna, aye. Great. Oh, wait, John's here.
I have my camera off because my internet's unstable and it's better to have it off. Gives me better thing. Oh, there he is.
No worries.
Hi, guys.
Hi, John. So sorry about the link.
I am sorry. I constantly losing it, or I couldn't log in. It just,
Yeah,
Can you see me?
no. No, that's okay. You're
Okay.
still in
I
a.
hear you. Keep talking. That's okay. Yeah.
I think
Okay,
you're
well,
still
we
in
will get-
attendee.
Explain we were getting ready to vote on South Street.
So we were just about to vote. Oh, wait, John's coming back in.
Okay.
I don't know. I pushed some buttons and some flashy things happened. John, can you hear us?
Yes.
Yay, oh, there you are, yay.
Sorry about that.
No, it's all me. I've never done this before.
Okay.
So we were just about to vote on a soft approval of the South Street Bridge project with
Okay.
the idea that we're all for the bridge getting done, but we're working on funding sources as the project comes together.
Yes.
So Eloise and I just voted aye for a soft approval.
Okay, I agree. I
Okay.
got my vote too, yeah.
And then one thing that has a time constraint to it is the ARPA funding for our discussion of money for a capital building review. I know we had a more fancy term for it, but we have to
A
submit
facilities.
a facilities review. But we have to submit something to the planning, to the select board by the end of February. So that's in like 4 days.
Okay.
If we want to pursue, it's just an introductory, like we think we should pursue ARPA funding for this project. And so I think we should decide if we want to pursue ARPA funding for this project. And if we do, I'm happy to write something up and submit it over the weekend.
And that was to the tune of like 40,000?
55 is what Margaret got from the town of Medway. It was in my.
Is that normal charge? I find it very high. It's me or what's going on here?
I have to say, I don't know the answer to that question.
And the other question I had is what would it cover?
Yeah.
I think Margaret spoke to that, and I don't know and what meeting I was at that she spoke to that about, because I know she was looking at this as well as us, and she said that Medway was a bigger town, had more buildings, so she felt like the 55 would be a safe ask, and if we didn't use it all, we could give it could go back into the pot. But I thought that's how I understood it, but I might be wrong. Do you recall any of that, Anna?
I do. That's my understanding as well. And certainly we could ask for ARPA funding and then start calling companies and decide that it's too expensive and either not take the ARPA funding if it's even given to us, or return it because it's too expensive.
Yeah, I would push back a little bit on this. This is crazy. So how many are you gonna spend 6 months to do this thing or 2 days to walk through it? It's crazy.
Yeah. The only thing I have to compare with is they did have a company come in and do the Berlin Memorial School. They did an inventory of the condition of the buildings and projects that needed to be done now and later. And so it's somewhat similar to what we're talking about. And that was a pretty thorough report. I mean, it was probably 50 pages. Yeah, you guys have all seen it.
That one, yes.
So I don't know what it cost. But I would assume that we'd get something similar to that, like a list of all the buildings and properties, things that needed immediate repair, things that needed eventual repair, things that might have market value. Those sorts of things.
Yeah, if you want to put money aside, go ahead, but I don't know how much. Yeah.
What I could do, I don't know about over the weekend, is start calling. I can call the town of Medway and find out who they used for their thing and start their analysis, and start calling and seeing if I can get even just estimates for how much it would cost. But unfortunately, I missed the last meeting of capital planning.
I almost missed this one.
Yeah. So I've brought us right up to the deadline. So there's nothing like doing things at the last minute.
I think Margaret said to use that 55, and she was in agreement with John. I know she thought it was also a little bit much, but again, bigger town, more buildings. But she felt like that would probably at least cover us to be able to get this started, because we really need to we've been talking about this for what, how many years now?
Well, at least since 2017, when we started capital
Yeah.
planning.
So, I mean, that's 5 years.
No, don't tell the company how much did you budget for it, because they're gonna
They-
go break
they
it.
can-
No.
They find out because that's public information.
Hmm.
Ah,
Not if
okay,
I call
okay.
tomorrow.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, but they know to wait till after town meetings vote. I get a lot of requests.
No.
So I might propose that we do the same sort of soft approval for this, as
Okay.
we just discussed for the bridge. So the soft approval to ask for ARPA funding, but retain the right to decide not to do the project if we decide it's too expensive.
Okay, that sounds good to me, yeah.
Okay,
Second,
okay. All those in favor? Any discussion?
Aye,
Okay.
we just
All those in
did
favor?
discussion. Aye.
I know, but for some reason you're supposed to ask in between. Anna Crane, aye.
Eloise, aye.
Perfect. Okay.
I'm aye, yeah.
Bridge conservation, ARPA, and then just the historical commission for the CP, community preservation. They're taking 100 grand, Eloise. Does this sound familiar for, evaluations?
I think so, but there was a lengthy email today and I think the amount was less.
Okay.
But I worked and I'm a little brain tired.
No worries. Should we table it to our next meeting? For more information, or?
Well,
we
why
just-
don't you give it a soft second and then when this is over, I'll forward the email to everybody here.
Okay,
Okay,
okay. So
sounds good.
we'll softly approve.
Yeah,
Okay, all those in favor say aye of a soft approval of the historical commission, community
Aye.
preservation. Aye, Anna Crane, aye.
Aye.
Back to conservation. Is that a hard approval for their 125 from free cash? Or do we need to debate that information?
I don't
You might
know.
want to wait and see what finance and select board do on that one.
Sure. I'm happy to table that. Anybody else? Okay. Okay, so that's our meeting, right? Anybody have any other concerns or information? I'm just trying to be efficient so Eloise can get to her next meeting because she didn't work at all today and she just needs to hang out more.
Just,
Zoom
my
meetings.
quick
oh, I
question.
did. I worked today from 10 o'clock till 4.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
geez. Okay, just a quick question. I know I'm late, you don't have to answer. This architectural cost for that little bridge on South Street, $105,000.
Mm.
How do these prices come up? This is outrageous.
Well, some of it is the prevailing wage. That goes
Wow,
to the 1930s.
That's insane.
And they're professional.
I know, it's a simple bridge. I can design it myself. No.
Yes, but it wouldn't be accepted
I
if
know.
you have the architect's certification.
Oh, it just bothers me anyway.
We just
Spending
need to
so
take it
much
out
money
and,
on-
yeah,
Okay. I had to.
yeah. I
get
don't
it
know
off my
that
chest.
information, John.
I know, I had to get it off my chest.
Yep,
Oh, my God. Okay,
I like that.
I'm done.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Anybody else? Any other complaints, concerns?
Did
Oh,
we
good.
hear anything about this from the school?
No, I have had no words from the school.
Has
They came to finance and they didn't say anything about anything. So I
Capital?
can't even, yeah, nothing for capital planning. It was all budget. You know, what they took off the table, the hard yeses that they need. I mean, unfortunately, most of the money that's over the 2.5% is all for special education. And you can't, you can't say no to that. I mean, it's really
That's
unfortunate. I
really
mean,
Why
non-negotiable.
not?
It's
Why can't
totally,
we say no?
we can't say no to special ed, because if we say no to special ed, they have to find the money elsewhere, which means they will have to get rid of a teacher, which then they'll have to replace moving forward. And it's just, you know,
It's a
robbing
bad
Peter to pay
domino
Paul.
effect.
Yeah, it's just,
I mean-
yeah. That's
I-
part of why the budget's so high this year, is they have to replace a teacher that they gave up, because they've had so many increases in number of students coming into the district. And English as a second language number is huge, all of a sudden, which we've never had that problem before. They're going to have to hire an EL teacher to meet the requirements of educating the children. I mean, it's just like Eloise says, it's a domino effect.
We dealt with
So,
this when
but
I
I
was
didn't
on
hear
the,
any capital planning in their budget.
when I was on the school committee. And that was back in 1983 through 86. Some things don't change.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
So it is what it is, but no, I did not hear anything, Anna,
Okay.
or Eloise, whoever asked that question.
Somewhere I might have Bob Connery's email address. So maybe I can try reaching out and seeing if they have any thing they could send us or any mention of anything.
Okay, when is the next meeting?
So that's my next question. When would we like our next meeting to be? And I'm going to write it down this time.
I thought it was already posted.
Is it? Oh, March.
Yeah, I think it's already posted. Let me look. I have them all coming to my calendar now.
Oh.
March 10th at 7.
Okay,
Great. That works for me. Eloise?
I'll make it happen.
Great. Wonderful.
And
Okay.
April 14th after that, just so you know.
April 14th.
Yep.
Great.
All right.
Okay.
I want to go to the other meeting as well.
Well, you guys have
Thank
fun at the other meeting. I'm going to go
Thank
find a
you.
hotel somewhere. So
Oh.
I'm going to adjourn this at 7:46 p.m. Thank you for a fast and efficient capital planning meeting.
Thank you,